So we're talking about the skull this week. Okay, so facial features, specifically the eyes, especially the far side eye when you turn the head. Let's grab this model real quick and we can start talking through it. So let's zoom in just a little bit here. So in the absence of the eyeballs and the skin and the muscles and all that sort of stuff, so we consider this sort of a straight view, and then we consider this a profile, and then we consider this a 3/4 view. When we then overlay, I love this part of this conversation, when we start to overlay the musculature, the fat, the skin, and then the eyeballs and things like that, what ends up happening, and you can't see my cursor at the moment, so we'll go find an image and then I can explain this here. What ends up happening is that you see the eyeball that is closest to the camera, which is in fact your eyes, starts to shift from kind of a flat shape and starts to rotate and has more of a circular approach. Same thing with the other eye. That other eye is hidden though by the openness of your nose or by the cartilage of your nose. So this looks like the guy who goes to state fairs and buys all sorts of food. So again, direct on, profile, 3/4 view. So the eye, and his eye specifically, you can start to see the roundness of the shape of his actual eyeball as it sits inside of there. Now this other eye, this one appears that his irises are very far apart from each other. So this might not be a really great one. But this nose obscures quite a bit of that other eye. And so if you're trying to pace things, you're trying to figure out how to place in terms of the musculature, what you can do, here, we'll just do it on the back of this. What you can do is consider, yeah, this is the right one to work with. So this is the center of the head. This is your nose line. This is your eye line. Let's just say your nose looks like this, just a round circle. The edge of your nostrils, though, right here, is typically where the start of your eye line, your eyes hit. I'm just going to kind of put little ovals right here. Typically, these eyes are about the same distance. So whatever length these eyes are, it's about the same distance in this nether region where you're not supposed to have like your unibrow. Now, when you start to rotate this in a 3/4 perspective, obviously one of the eyes is going to be hidden, and that's one of the things that you have to sort of contend with. This is our jawbone, or, excuse me, our cheekbone. As we go down, I'm just kind of give you a little bit of a perspective of that. So then, as we turn this thing, so our center line comes down right here. This is our nose line. This is our eye line. Our nose is going to go right here. Now again, on the edge of that nostril is where the start of this eye is basically going to be. Now, it's not going to be as ovally. This is going to be a little bit different on every human. The gentleman that we just looked at, this guy, obviously he's got sort of less fat and puffiness around his eyes than maybe some of us do. But we also have to think about how this nose starts to come back, and where the opposite, or where the other nostril is, which is further on the inside. So Matt, if you drew a straight line from the edge of your nostril and that 3/4 view, the nostril that you can see, draw it straight up, about right there is where the part of your eyelid or your eye is going to start. Imagine though, on the other side of your nose, can't be over here. It's got to be way further in, just because, again, we're obscuring some of the view. And we have to account for a little bit about how that thing is rotated. And if you drew a straight line that comes up right here, just do like little dotted lines, you're going to notice that this eye is going to be tucked in way further into where the nose sits. And it's probably not going to look as long because of the way that the foreshortening sits, basically. In a 3/4 pose, this eye will look longer or wider than this one will. Then we can put our jawbone, our cheekbone. I keep getting that wrong. Nicole's right. I do sound really tired today. Matthew, does that help just a little tiny bit? As the Anthony Wheeler Sketchfab model, I don't think anybody would want to sketch my face other than Big Weird Animal and in Green Bag.